Yeah, hello. Okay. So yeah, this is a trial run. So this is I'm playing with Greedfall right now. So we're trying to do the Theological Conflict side quest, and I'm bringing Siora and Petrus with me. Right. So let's get started. So go ahead and fast travel to that location, and yep, here we go. So if you don't know, Greedfall is a great games like Dragon Age, right? If you've ever played that, it's like Dungeon Siege, Dragon Age, or uh, Neverwinter, right? So it's like a D&D based game where you control a character, you can pause, you can uh, uh, decide their movements while in battle, right? The only difference between this and a thing like Neverwinter or Dragon Age is that you can only control one character, right? And your other characters usually just fight with you. So let's get into combat right here. You see, I am a mage character with a technical aspect. I can throw bombs. Yeah, yeah. So that was a pretty easy battle, right? So that's not what we came here for. So we're doing the quest, Theological Conflicts. So the story about this is a village, right? That was established in the middle of the native settlements, right? So a few spoilers here and there. Don't, well, stop watching if you haven't played this part yet, or if you if you don't really care about spoilers, then stay on, right? Okay, so what they have here is they established uh, you know a missionary settlement in the village of the natives because they believe that this is the actual place where their saint, their founding member, uh, literally stayed in the past, right, and discovered things regarding to magic and their beliefs, right? So this is a follow-up quest. Well, before I was here, and I retrieved sort of like stone tablets for them that were stolen by the natives, right? So yeah, so this is a follow-up quest for them.
Oh, there you are, Your Excellency. The enlightened has heard my prayers.
What's going on? Where are the others?
After deciphering the content of the tablets, they went north to continue their research in some swamps. But they must have encountered problems. Brother Fidelis came back here, and he was in a dreadful state. He most likely came to seek help, but he fainted. It's impossible for us to know what happened to them.
I am not a doctor, but I may be able to examine him.
Oh, please do. Any help would be appreciated. We've done our best, but our magic has proved inefficient. And the healer we sent for will certainly arrive too late from San Mateus.
This man is burning up with fever, and he bears several bite marks and traces of blows.
The blows did not put him in this state. He looks like a victim of poisoning. With the right antidote, I think we could get him back on his feet.
Have you tried giving him any antipoison?
A veil? And what if it were a hex cast by the heretics?
No matter what happens, you always suspect them.
Why, of course. These savages are always to blame. The man was in the swamp. There are some rare animals there, and their venom is terrible. A healer from the area will know the antidote.
We could ask Lair. He will direct us to someone who
Yeah,
understands
that was
remedies.
Siora speaking. That's a terrible camera angle. Yeah, there she is, right? Okay, so let's ask the natives for help. this is the village chief's house. Well, the former village chief. Well, let's go ask him what to do.
Onol Manawi, you've come back to see old Lair. I heard that you managed to retrieve the tablets.
Did Vindwal tell you?
Yes, and I feel more at peace, knowing that our brothers are alive, and that they will be able to join another clan. And you proved me right. Peace with the Renaigse is possible.
I need your advice. You may already know that one of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition.
I heard about it.
He has all the symptoms of a poisoning, but the anti-poisons we gave him had no effect. He must have been bitten by a creature of the swamp, and we're looking for a healer who would know of a suitable antidote.
So, you came to see me. Interesting. Our neighbors did not think for one moment that we could be helpful. Alas, our Donegat is one of the exiles. But Vindwal knows plants well. She will know.
Thank you. I will go see her. I hope she agrees to help us. I have to go.
Like so many others.
That's a weird exit line. Alright, time to find Vindwal. She was the mother of the guy in the previous quest. She's around here somewhere. Okay.
Here you are again. What do you want?
I have come to ask for your help. Lair told me you know about remedies.
I do know a few of them. I have learned about plants. I used to want to become a Donegat.
One of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition. Apparently he was bitten by a creature of the swamp.
And now he has the Llewellyn fever. We have a good knowledge about this affliction. He will die if he does not receive proper treatment.
Do you know which antidote should be given to him?
Yes. These priests are idiots. They could have asked for our help, but they treat us like children. You are different. And you have allowed my son to join a new clan. So, I will give you the potion to cure the priest. Wait a moment. Make him drink this remedy and he'll get better.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Alright, looks like letting her son live last quest was a good choice. That we have saved us some time right here.
Where am I?
You're in Eden. You are safe.
Was I unconscious for a long time? The other members of the expedition, they are in danger. The swamp is so hostile. We weren't prepared for it. Some of our people have disappeared.
What caused these wounds?
A nightmarish creature. The swamp is full of them. A colleague and I had left to fetch some help when we were attacked. I managed to run away, but I don't know what happened to him. As for those who are at the camp, you must go help them.
Show me. I will join them.
There. Please, hurry.
Thank you. You should rest now.
Okay, so where are we headed? Right, so not here. Okay, probably have to fast travel to it. Let's go. And no, so this place is over, like over here, but you can actually just fast travel from the camp if you've already, visited this fast travel location. so I'm just gonna craft some bombs for me to use. Okay. So I have bonuses to magic damage. So this is the potion I'm using for bombs, right? Yep. So this one I see 420 damage. This one does 760. So, but they're actually they're the same, level of recipe. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, right. Fast travel. Okay. Alright, so when you fast travel, sometimes if you fast travel too far away, it'll display you know, uh, a time difference. Right? It takes 5 hours to travel, and when you get that time difference, you get to be in this travel pause area where there's always a shopkeeper right here. You can buy lots of great things, right? This one scales with your level, unlike unlike the shops you have at the town, which have their own set of items that don't really change much once you hit a certain level cap, right? So this is why I like shopping here instead of in town. But of course, there are things that you can get in town that's better than what you would get here. But I digress. So let's go on ahead. Okay.
I do not remember.
You're perfectly right, my child. This passage must have been cleared by the expedition. We should follow it.
Oh yeah, I remember wanting to try to go here, but it was closed. How about that?
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrived right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Well, you blew
Brother
up a big
Fidelis
wall.
managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Yeah,
Maybe
no, I
you
didn't
should
like
calm
you.
down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place.
Then why
Our
don't you
people are
leave?
disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you.
Really?
If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
You
How
have been the one
charming.
doing all the talking, right? Anyway.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what has led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
Yeah, I think someone has a crush.
For what reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid.
Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Virgil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Albricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing, and I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Virgil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Virgil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information. But you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Virgil.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
Brother Virgil.
What do you want?
Can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research.
No, because
she
got what
organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Occam Tracer.
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. There was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here.
There aren't any. There are a few hermits, but they are not fighters.
And they have better things to do than
roam around their camp at night.
We've been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane, but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure.
There you
we
go
will
again.
not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see.
Fantastic.
So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
They're ruthless, so what would it be like for someone to have a lot of food?
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child. The wound is located at the back of the skull. I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind. With a mace, most likely.
Okay, let's see what my science
This
skill
man's
has to
death
say.
was no accident, nor was it linked to any predator attack. It was caused by a violent strike to the back of the skull with a mace, and it didn't take place here. The marks surrounding the body show that it was moved, most likely to make it seem like he fell to his death.
I would like to say some quippy remarks, I know, but you know, the Sarday has that covered. So let's see. Where are we going? Hold on. And
Protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
that was easy. I think I'm a bit too over leveled for this. Mage class is just OP. It ignores armor, right? And you can attack as fast as that. And you have a lot of, you know, mana regen potion, right? You don't really have to, you know, think about your mana, you know, your resource management a lot. And which is the only downside really to the mage build. The only cons to it, right, is that it's kind of very plain. Right? You get this attack, you get this attack, you got that attack, which you don't really use, right? So let's go here and just spam, just spam all over. That's no problem to dodge. Playing mage is a good way to coast through the game, right? It's very OP.
The body of this man was devoured by beasts, but it happened after he died. One of the wounds is clearly a knife wound. But alas, it is impossible to know who was wielding it. This poor soul was almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals. Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
You're right. He was stabbed before being fed to the animals. But anyone could have used such a blade.
So what was the benefit of having science skill if you just basically said the same thing? Anyway. Because if you didn't have these companions, I'm guessing they wouldn't say the same thing? I'm not sure. There's a crafting table here. Oh, no, can't use it. Just decoration. What's that? Skills from these guns and bombs. Right, so examine it first. Let's see.
These fang marks are impressive. The poor man didn't have a chance. He must have been attacked by a large reptile. Most likely a Lowola. But what was he doing alone, so far from the camp? It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to do such a thing.
No,
They
he's so
kill
racist.
each other and accuse my people. This Virgil, he wants to push aside this woman at all cost. He must be the culprit.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
You're jumping to conclusions, but yeah, he probably did it. I don't like him either. Circumstantial evidence of that. Not even, you know. You got motive. That, yeah, that's as far as you got, right? Time to beat up a priest.
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency, weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need to hide when they protect their land. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to disguise a death.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous.
Confess.
The Order Luminous sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives?
What,
But even
if he was
then,
open-minded?
foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
By killing
I
innocent
understand
people.
that you might want to protect your
What the
nation.
hell?
But to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues...
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know
you
how
kill
to
people
sort
when you ask
through
for help,
these
you know,
discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
This Renaigse tried to blame my people for these crimes. The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for his treachery.
Yep.
It is undeniable that these discoveries could cause a great upset in Taleme, but he has no right to decide what should be revealed or
You
not.
Go, Petrus.
On this
I knew I
island,
liked you.
Cornelia should be the one to decide. Be careful with your accusations, though. Eugenia and her colleagues are on edge. We wouldn't want them to start killing each other.
Leave or start the massacre. Oh no. I should have saved before doing this. Let's see. No, right. So yeah, I decided to leave. Yeah, there's no right to be here.
Sorry, Brother Virgil, but I cannot accept. You will take your belongings and leave this place. The research will continue and their discoveries will be studied by wiser people than you. The decision to reveal them or not will be theirs.
I see. My colleagues and I will go back to Eden. I hope that you don't regret your decision.
I hope so too, but the decision of not killing you will probably be the thing I regret. Eugenia!
Alas, I have found the dead bodies of your colleagues.
How horrible! But how? Oh,
How did
perhaps
I
I should have listened to Brother Virgil.
I doubt it. Brother Virgil is responsible for these deaths. He was hoping to blame the natives for them and discredit you.
What? But why would he?
What?
He will have to answer for his crimes.
As I do not have the authority to arrest him, I sent him back to Eden. If you want him to face judgment, you will have to report what happened to the Mother Cardinal.
You are right. As soon as we get back to civilization, I will make sure that she hears about it. Once more, your help has been a blessing. Take this. Alas, you will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
I thought we were going back to this. Alright. Okay. Well, that's the end of the quest. And that's the end of this stream. And right before I save the game, thanks for watching, whoever watched. Right? I guess, looking at the comments section is just my wife. But, yeah. Thank you, wife. Love you. Alright. So, thanks for watching my first live stream, whatever it was. You know, I hope it was a nice experience for you. And, you know, this has been a change of pace. But, yeah, I'm going to go look over at what I have and see if, you know, if I'm suited for this or not. Thank you for watching.